Coming up, we'll tell you about Governor Cuomo's State of the Island address, bring you inside Assemblyman Tony Durso's inauguration ceremony, and introduce you to Comptroller Margot's new initiative. All that and more on North Shore News.
Covering your news and events from all over the North Shore, this is North Shore News on PATV.
Hello, I am Raven Blue, and this is North Shore News. During a stop at the Farmingdale State College amid his round of regional State of the State addresses, Governor Cuomo announced a proposal to invest millions of dollars in projects spanning the Long Island Railroad. Cuomo also said he wants to make people proud of their local government while simultaneously lowering property taxes for Long Island residents. Other Long Island proposals mentioned by the governor includes making college tuition free for the state's middle-class families at all SUNY and CUNY colleges, transforming JFK Airport to be equipped to meet the demands of the 21st century, creating a 90-megawatt wind farm 30 miles southeast of Montauk, and combating heroin and opioid addiction. The Metropolitan Transportation Authority Board voted to increase ticket fares for the LIRR's weekly and monthly passes by nearly 4%. The MTA capped increases on monthly tickets at $15 and weekly tickets at $6.75. Weekly fares in zones 1 through 7 rose about $4 and daily fares rose less than $1. Certain one-way fares will also increase. Over 89 million people rode the LIRR in 2016, a record number and a 1.9% increase from last year. The increase will take effect on March 19th. The tax season is here, and Nassau County Comptroller George Margos wants all county homeowners to know that they should file for a property tax appeal. Margos has posted a tutorial video to help residents file property tax appeals. The tutorial is a friendly step-by-step e-filing instructional video for residents wishing to appeal their residential property taxes. PATV was happy to host Margos at our studio to explain the importance of filing an appeal.
And so we have a situation where the assessment department is broken, continues to be broken, and grossly unfair to our estimation about 60% of our residents that do not file tax grievances.
Wow.
And that's unfair, and that's the message that I want to send out, that everybody, every person who owns real estate, whether it be commercial or residential, should file a grievance, an appeal. And it doesn't matter if they think, a lot of people are deceived that they get the assessment notice at the beginning of the year,
Right.
and they think that the assessment usually is significantly less than the market, what they think is the market value of their house.
Of their property, yeah.
And they feel that they don't have to do anything.
Right.
But because all the properties are under-assessed, and those people that grieve because they see that their neighbor's house is assessed lower than theirs, they will get the benefit, and the tax burden will shift to the person that did not file an appeal or a grievance.
Okay, this can be complicated.
It is a little complex.
And so how does your office help people to figure this out?
Well, we've for the past 6 years that I've been in the controller, 7 years now, I've been encouraging people to file appeals through press releases, press conferences. What we've decided to do this year is do something novel and different because everybody's online now.
Yeah.
So we created a video
Right.
that provides simple step-by-step instructions to residents to file an appeal for their tax assessment. Okay. And I encourage everybody to do so, irrespective of whether they feel that their assessment is reasonable or significantly lower than their market value of their home.
Okay,
this way they can be treated equally.
And they can do it themselves.
It's very simple. They can
Okay.
do it themselves.
Okay.
This video that I encourage them to go to the county controller's website.
You know, I've seen it on the website. I've seen it on YouTube.
Okay.
And we will be playing it here at Public Access TV also.
That will be a tremendous public service.
The comptroller's video can be found at www.nassaucounty.ny.gov/4320/video-media. The tax grievance appeal time window for 2018-2019 assessment began on January 2nd, 2017, and will end on March 1st, 2017. Nassau County Democrats will be leading an effort to take back control of the county's highest elected offices from Republican control. Laura Coran, a second-term county legislator from Baldwin, is the party's choice to run for county executive, alongside Jack Schneerman, the Long Beach city manager, who will run for comptroller. This move has the potential of a three-way Democratic primary for county executive between Coran, State Assemblyman Charles Lavin, and current Comptroller George Maragos, a former Republican who changed parties in September. Coran, a former New York Daily News reporter and Baldwin School Board president, launched her campaign in November. Schneerman, who has never held an elected office, decided to run for comptroller after forming an exploratory committee for a possible county executive campaign in September. Assemblyman Tony Durso was recently sworn in as the new Assemblyman for the 16th Assembly District. PATV was at the inauguration. Let's take a look.
I have a very solid view of what life is, solid view of government, and although the government has been maligned in so many different ways, and sometimes for good reason, I still think that government is a force for the good.
And look who we've elected. Not somebody who puts himself first. He personifies the definition of putting others first.
It really is a privilege to be here on behalf of our dear friend Tony Durso, our Assemblyman.
Tony, I wish you the best. Again, you have a partner in me in the Assembly.
You may not know that as a young immigrant, shortly after his arrival, he was spit at simply for being a foreigner. You may not know that early in his tenure in his new home, he was pushed off a construction scaffold simply because he didn't speak English. You may be unaware that, like many immigrants in a new land, he was often overlooked and discarded as being nothing but a foreigner with a foreign tongue. Rather than allow those unfortunate incidences to make him bitter, he utilized those to fuel him, to pursue his American dream, and he didn't let it stop them from pursuing his goals.
New York must remember the most vulnerable citizens among us. Who better at a time of transition than a humble man who loves people? It is my honor to call up Anthony Durso so I may administer the oath of office. I state your name.
I, Anthony Durso,
Do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully
and that I will faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office
of
the Member of Assembly
the members of the Assembly
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
The town of North Hempstead is looking to borrow about $500,000 more for a major renovation at Clinton G. Martin Park. The town board held a public meeting recently to see if they should authorize the money needed to fund extensive upgrades in addition to the $12.89 million in borrowing authorized in June. The extra money borrowed through the Park District would cover the cost of the renovation project that includes adding a water slide, renovating the locker rooms, and overhauling the pool's aging infrastructure. The Park District's residents will cover the borrowing with property taxes. It is uncertain in how the additional borrowing would impact taxes. Construction is set to start June and would take about a year, which means the pool will be closed this summer. During the annual State of the Town address, North Hempstead Town Supervisor Judy Bosworth focused on the town's transparency effort and importance of running an open government. Bosworth said that the town would continue to make strides towards enhancing its ethics reforms that began in March of 2016. The board approved a package of revisions to its ethics code in March, requiring contractors and officials to file financial disclosures and adding family members who work for the town to the information that must be disclosed. On February 28th, the town board is set to hold 2 public hearings to strengthen its ethics code and create rules for situations when family members are employed by the town. The quality of the water in Long Island Sound near Port Washington, Manhasset, and Great Neck received an F rating in a report card released by Save the Sound, a program working to preserve the sound. The report classifies the area as the Western Narrows, stretching from New York City to Sands Point, and said it is affected by the highly populated suburban urban communities surrounding New York City. The report evaluated water quality on 5 criteria: overall quality, dissolved oxygen, nutrients, chlorophyll, and water clarity. The overall health index, nutrients, and water clarity all received a rating of 60 or below. The dissolved oxygen and chlorophyll received a grade between 70 to 80. The Eastern Narrow section of the Sound received a C-, while Western, Central, and Eastern received a B+, and A-. Great Neck Chamber of Commerce, along with Town of North Hempstead Councilwoman LIRR Seaman, introduced recently elected public officials, New York State Senator Elaine Phillips and New York State Assemblyman Anthony Durso at the monthly chamber meeting. Phillips is now representing the 7th State District, and Durso is now representing the 16th Assembly District.
I am proud to say that, yes, I ran on the Republican ticket, and I am a good Republican, but political parties really make no difference to me. What makes a difference to me is who wants to help make the 7th Senate District, Nassau County, Town of North Hempstead, and work together to make things get better. The governor has just put out a budget. It's an ambitious budget. It's a budget that we want to work with him to make sure it gets passed. But we must do cost-benefit analysis. It's too easy as a government to continue to say that we're going to spend. You know, if we have to, on one side, live within a cap, then the government should have to live under a cap the same way as we do.
Be very, very careful. We're going to try, like I said, the most important thing we want to do is serve the constituents, but when you do that, you need resources, and I hope we can get those resources. I will fight for school aid, to the local schools, and again, promote business. I believe in an enterprise, private enterprise, especially small business. They're the most job-generated, entities in the area. And we will, with your cooperation, just keep me on my toes. Call me when you have an idea. Call me when you have a complaint. I'm a public servant. I have it in the blood. I enjoy nothing better than serve you. Thank you.
Manhasset resident Anthony Scaramucci has been appointed to be the White House liaison to the business community. However, his appointment is in limbo because of the sale of his investment firm to the subsidiary of a Chinese conglomerate that has deep ties to the Chinese Communist Party, HNA Group. Scaramucci is on the job but has yet to be sworn in because of concerns about the sale. A $250,000 state grant will help the Mineola School District grow a program aimed at making students into bilingual citizens of the world. The grant from State Education Department's Office of Bilingual Education and World Language will fund the expansion of the district's dual language program, eventually allowing students to take classes in both English and Spanish from kindergarten through middle school. The program launched in 5th grade classes in Mineola Middle School this year will start in grades 6 and 7 in the next 2 years. The LIU Post women's basketball team broke a 3-game losing streak on Saturday, January 21st, with a 77-67 win over Georgian Court University at the Pratt Recreational Center at the LIU Post campus in Brookville. Freshman forward Micaiah Moore was the leading scorer for the Pioneers with a total of 17 points. And that's all the news for now. For more information about North Shore News, you can visit us at www.patv.org or like us on Facebook. For North Shore News, I'm Raven Blue.